Let's have a quick review on our previous lesson. First, we have the etiquette. It describes as the rules of etiquette that apply when communicating over computer network, especially the internet. Second, there are different information that are risky to share over the internet, like your full name, your address, and also the name of your mother and father, also your siblings' name. And third, we have 15 tips to stay safe online, like be mindful of what you share online and what site you share it to. Also, do not share your password with anyone and add friends you know in real life. So before we start our new topic, I prepared a game entitled 4 Picks 1 Word. You just need to guess the word using the 4 given pictures. I will give you 5 seconds to guess the word. So let's start the game now. This is the first set of pictures you need to guess the word. Number 2. If you're done, now let's check your answers. If your answer on the first set of pictures is cybercrime, you are correct. And if your answer on the second set of pictures is malware, you are correct. I hope that you have an idea of what will be our topic today. For you to have a background on what our topic today, let's discuss first what is cybercrime. It is a crime committed or assisted through the use of internet. It means that cybercrime is a criminal activity that either targets or uses a computer network, or a network device. Most but not all, a cybercrime is committed by cybercriminals or the hackers who want to make money. Cybercrime is carried out by individuals or organizations. So now you understand what cybercrime means. Always remember that it is important to think about the internet safety. But what do you mean by internet safety? It refers to the online security or safety of people and their information when using internet. It means individuals are protecting themselves and others from online harms and risks, which may jeopardize their personal information, lead to unsafe communication, or even affect their mental health and well-being. Now for our topic for today, it's all about internet threats. Here are the objectives of our lesson. At the end of the lesson, the student should be able to, first, determine and avoid the danger using internet. Second, be responsible in using internet. And third, be aware on the different types of internet threats. Now let's discuss internet threats. Here are some of the threats you should be aware of when using the internet. First, we have the malware. Malware stands for malicious software. It is any software intentionally designed to cause damage to a computer, server, client, or computer network. And there are 5 types of malware. First, we have the virus. Virus is a malicious program designed to replicate itself and transfer from one computer to another. For example, you insert your flash drive on your computer that have a threat. So there is a huge chance that your flash drive would be affected too. Also, virus can spread with human action. The best way for this is safely remove your device and don't forget to update your PC. Next, we have worm. Worm is a malicious program that transfers from one computer to another by type of means. It uses a computer network to spread itself. So the example of worm is the I love you worm or the love bag worm. It is created by a Filipino. So how worm threats? For example, in computer shop, all the computers are connected through network. So that if I download a file that has threats, automatically if I run the file, it causes damage to all the computers without human action. Next, we have Trojan. It is a malicious program that is disguised as a useful program but once downloaded or installed. A program is designed to damage, disrupt, steal, or in general inflict some other harmful actions on your data or network. For example, you may think you've been received an email from someone you know and click on what looks like a legitimate attachment, but you've been fooled. The email is from cybercriminals, and the file you click on and downloaded has gone on to install malware on your device. When you execute the program, the malware can damage your computer. And remember, in Trojan, there are also called root security software. This is that tricks the user into posting that it is a security software. It asks the user to pay to improve his or her security, but in reality, they are not protected at all. Next, we have spyware. Spyware is a program that runs in the background without you knowing it. It has the ability to monitor what you are currently doing and typing through keylogging or keyloggers. Keyloggers is used to record the keystroke done by the user. This is done to steal their password or any other sensitive information. It can record email, messages, or any information you type using your keyboard. Another type of malware is the adware. It is a program designed to send you advertisements mostly as pop-ups. It is any piece of software, malicious or not, that displays advertisements on a computer. Most often, however, people use the word adware to refer to malicious software that shows deceptive ads, flashing pop-up windows, large banners, and full-screen autoplay commercials within their web browser. Its name is a compound of the words advertising and software. All adware is designed to generate revenue for its developer every time a user clicks on an advert it shows. Some types of adware may obstruct your web surfing experience by redirecting you to malicious sites with adult content. There are also types that gather your browsing data without permission and use it to serve you ads that are more relevant to your taste. You will thus be more likely to click on it. The second type of threat is the spam. It is the unwanted email, mostly from bots or advertisers. It can be used to send a malware. For example, email messages you did not ask for from senders you don't know. Also, spam is unsolicited commercial email messages sent in bulk, often using a purchase mailing list that includes your address, or misleading messages from people you know whose email account has been hacked. The third type of threat is phishing. Phishing, its goal is to acquire sensitive personal information like passwords and credit card details. This is done by sending you an email that will direct the user to visit a website and be asked to update his or her username, password, credit card, or personal information. In other words, phishing is a type of social engineering attack often used to steal user data, including login credentials and credit card numbers. It occurs when an attacker, masquerading as a trusted entity, dupes a victim into opening an email, instant message, or text message. The recipient is then tricked into clicking a malicious link, which can lead to the installation of malware. The freezing of the system as part of a ransomware attack, or the revealing of sensitive information. An attack can have devastating results. For individuals, this includes unauthorized purchases, the stealing of funds, or identity theft. The fourth type of threat is pharming. It is a method derived from phishing. It is a more complicated way of phishing where it exploits the DNS or the domain name service system. An example of pharming would be if a user would open their browser and enter the web address of their bank in order to complete a transaction in online banking. However, the user is redirected to a fraudulent site that looks like the bank's website. For this reason, it doesn't seem suspicious. The user doesn't check the address line and proceeds to enter their login data. An error message appears. The user is briefly surprised by the message, but puts it down to technical problems and tries to make the bank transfers later. Nonetheless, the attackers were able to capture the user's login data from their entries. They can now use this data to gain access to the user's accounts and send themselves large sums of money. The user only discovers the attack a few when they check their account statement and see the unfamiliar transfer. Now take a look for this short video clip of the difference between pharming and phishing.
This video will try to create awareness among the internet users about the trends of online identification theft known as pharming. It will explain how it works and steps that can be taken to prevent it from happening. It will also show the differentiation between pharming and its cousin phishing. Let's begin by explaining what pharming is and how it works. Pharming is an internet scamming practice in which malicious code is installed on a personal computer or server, misdirecting users to a fraudulent website without their knowledge or consent. Pharming has been called phishing without a leer. Here is a simple analogy to illustrate how pharming works. Imagine that whenever you want to go to your bank, you pick up your phone directory and look up for the bank's address. Once you have the bank's address, you then make your move to the bank. In pharming, a simple way that attackers can do is by replacing the phone book with the one that they created. Now when you pick up that rogue phone book, you get the bank's address. It will actually give you the wrong address. At this wrong address, the attackers will have set up a fake bank that looks just like your bank. When you do business with this fake bank, you'll give up all your sensitive bank account information. However, you'll never realize that you were at a fake bank since you trusted the address that you got from what you thought was your legitimate telephone book. Large numbers of users can be victimized because it is not necessary to target users one by one. Pharming can actually redirect large numbers of users to the fake bank. Now let's look at this scenario in a technical term. First of all, let's replace the phone book with a domain name system or a DNS server. And the bank's address is an Internet Protocol or IP address. The bank would actually be a legitimate website. In this case, it's www.nice.com. A DNS server is a place where you store all the IP address of various websites. Using various techniques, the attackers will change the IP address of the legitimate website in the DNS server to an IP address which will bring the user to a fake or bogus website. When a user wants to go to www.nice.com and types the address in the web browser, the user's computer queries the DNS server for the IP address of www.nice.com. Since the DNS server has already been poisoned by the attacker, it returns the IP address of the fake website to the user's computer. The user's computer is tricked into thinking that the poisoned reply is the correct IP address of the website. Instead of going to the original website, the user has now been fooled into visiting the fake website controlled by the attacker. Once the attacker has managed to get the users to visit the fake website, there are many ways in which the user can be tricked into revealing his or her credential or giving out personal information. The beauty, or let's say the infamy of farming over phishing, is evident from the fact that one successful attempt in poisoning the DNS server can be potentially used to trick all the users of that DNS service. Phishing is a dangerous internet scam in an attempt to gather personal and financial information from an unsuspecting person. How phishing works. Typically, attackers would bait bank customers by sending a genuine-looking email message supposedly from well-known and trustworthy website. An example website include PayPal, eBay, MSN, Yahoo, and many more. The email will contain a link whereby the users or the victim are asked to click on the link in order to access their account and update their information. If the victims click on the link, however, they will be taken to a spoof web page that asks for personal information, including credit card numbers, personal identification numbers, social security numbers, banking numbers, and passwords. This information is then used for identity theft.
I know that you are so familiar now on the internet threats. So, for our activity today, I want you to answer the following questions. Number 1, do you agree that internet is the most dangerous place? Number 2, how safe are you when you give your information in the internet? Number 3, how secured is your password? And number 4, enumerate the different types of internet threats and explain each. Number 5, how to avoid these threats. To sum up our discussion, the threats you should be aware of when using the internet are: first is the malware. There are different types of malware like virus, worm, trojan, spyware, and adware. Second is the spam. And the third is the phishing. And the fourth is what we call farming. Remember that internet safety for everyone comes up as a top priority when someone browses the web. It is important to safeguard them from dangers such as obscenity, malwares, scams, phishing, identity theft, cyberbullying, etc. In this digital age, online safety has become a challenge. So think before you click. And for the assessment or application, make a poster slogan with the theme, "Internet is a dangerous place." In making the poster, please follow or consider these rubrics. Creativity, 25%. Content, 25%. Organization, 25%. Relevance, 25%. For a total of 100%. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you understand what we discussed today. I promise you that all of this can help you to become safe online. God bless you all.